Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Whatever it is for you, I hope that you are well. I'm back with a message for the collective. Kind of took a break for a minute, but I'm back. Let's tap in, see what the message is for the viewers, for the collective. I'm using the angels and ancestors oracle cards, asking our ancestors, benevolent ancestors at the highest white light, highest truth and compassion, to step forward and give a message to the collective. Okay. We have High Priestess. It says harness mystic power. And we have Sky Father, trust in the unknown. I feel like I want to get one more, just kind of solidify what the message is. Druid, hold the space. So the way I'm channeling this message is very different from how I normally channel. I'm really being drawn to the pictures here, which I'm normally not really drawn to the pictures in this way. But if you see how the cat is facing the eagle, you see there's some sort of internal battle here that's going on with someone. Like, yeah, this is the divine feminine versus the divine masculine, and this is within the collective. Like, you are experiencing this tug of war between the divine masculine and divine feminine within yourself, right? And then you have Druid, and the message on Druid says, hold the space. So, in essence, you are battling to find the balance between your divine masculine and divine feminine energy. And as I look more into the cards and feel more into the energy, it's like your divine masculine energy is on go, it's ready, it's fired up, it's amped up, it's there, it's strong, it's electric, it's fiery. Like, there's this very powerful divine masculine energy that wants to live, that wants to breathe, that wants to fly, that wants to be free, that wants to conquer, right? And the divine feminine is just at peace, at still. What I'm getting is, it's the divine feminine era, right? And the divine masculine is really trying to hold on, right? Trying to keep their grip on things, while divine feminine is just resting in the idea and the knowing that it's the divine feminine era here. Wow. So this message is coming through collectively, but also I'm speaking to some individual earth angels, star seeds, chosen ones. Hold the space, Druid. And so I feel like that's an important message here. And hold the space means, as it pertains to this reading, it's about you holding that space for both the divine masculine and divine feminine, like creating the balance. Because when you are balanced, you're operating in your most optimal state of being when you are balanced. And balance is not always meaning equal, right? Balance is not always 50-50, right? It's not 50% divine masculine, 50% divine feminine. Sometimes that balance might be 60-40. You get what I'm saying? Sometimes you might need to be operating at 60% divine masculine and 40% divine feminine, or vice versa, right? Or 70-30, or 80-20, whatever it is. The balance is not always equal. And so with Druid here, I feel like the message is for you to hold the space for both. But also the Druid gives me very wise energy. And so I feel like that message about balance not always being equal, I feel like that's a very wise, I feel like that's coming from someone's Druid ancestor. Like that's a very wise message that just came through. So that's the message here. Hold the space for both. Divine masculine. And now somebody's feminine ancestors are coming through, and they're like, yeah, you need to tame and get the divine masculine in check. And look, this is all about you. This is within you, right? We're not talking about your divine masculine counterpart, no, or your divine feminine counterpart. We're talking about you, the divine masculine in you, that spark energy in you that is a conqueror, right? That energy in you that is the go-getter, the go after what you want, the I have to work very hard if I want to really achieve my dreams and my goals, and I'm going to work very hard to achieve my dreams and my goals, and I'm going to win, and I cannot lose. That's that divine masculine energy within you that wants to take over, that wants to be at the forefront right now. And I don't know if that's your optimal state of being right now. I don't know if right now you're divine masculine, you should be operating more your divine masculine than divine feminine. I don't know. But what I do know is somebody's divine masculine energy is like, and also it's not a bad thing, but your divine masculine energy is really trying to overpower your divine feminine right now. We're going to pull some tarot and see what else Spirit wants to say about this. Okay, so we have the Knight of Cups, my raggedy Knight of Cups card. The Star in reverse. The Ten of Pentacles in reverse. So it feels like the divine feminine right now is in this very powerful, or wants to be in this very powerful energy of receiving. It's the deep knowing, the deep trust, to where it's like, I'm at peace. All is well. All is well with my soul. You know, that's where the divine feminine is right now. And the divine masculine is trying so desperately to create something, to achieve something, to win. And I don't feel like there's something wrong with any of these energies, but the balance is not there. It's out of balance. And it's out of balance because the divine masculine energy is too much right now. Need to bring the balance in. I'm looking at the High Priestess and the Knight of Cups, and both of these cards are handing something over to the Divine Masculine. In this case, Divine Masculine is showing up as a star in reverse. Okay, so the Divine Masculine within you is still healing, right? So there's some sort of part of you that feels like I have to be in control. Um, you know, there's some part of you that's afraid to be vulnerable. There's some part of you that's afraid of what people might think about you, afraid of people's, views and opinions about you and who you are. Divine Masculine still has some work to do. I just heard want to be the boss, but don't want to pay the cost. So, and listen, again, we are talking about within ourselves, okay? And so, as this message is coming through, whoever is going to resonate with, you see these attributes, you feel this in your soul because you see these things within yourself. Everything I'm saying about this Divine Masculine, you have these attributes within yourself. And guess what? You're also at the point where you're not afraid to look at it and to say, okay, yes, I have these attributes about myself where I still have some healing to do as it pertains to my divine masculine energy, or as it pertains to my divine feminine energy. I still have some work to do there. So, yeah. Druid, hold the space with the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. So this gives me the energy of like trying to hold everything together, right? Wow. And so I'm getting now with this Druid, it's like for someone in the collective, your the space that you hold for either your divine masculine, divine feminine, or both, the space that you hold for yourself and for who you are was very crowded with the opinions and beliefs and projections of others, particularly your family. You could have been someone that was like shunned from the family, or just like the oddball. You didn't really fit in. People probably made jokes about you, talked about you a little bit. There could be trauma around that, being teased as a child and stuff like that. Um, but it's like this trauma that you face. That trauma, that trauma like crowded up all the space that you held for yourself. There was no space for you to be yourself because you tried to patch and fix and fit into every judgment or projection that was sent towards you, that was given to you. You Everything that you thought you needed to be according to other people's opinions, you tried to be that, right? I'm seeing you mold and shape yourself to fit into other people's projections, to for other people's uh for the sake of like validating other people. And it's kind of like this validation is kind of like you validating other people because it then validates you. People pleasing. You could have been seen as a people pleaser. And so you aren't who you are for no reason. right? You have reason to be at this space where you are battling yourself, trying to find your balance um, within yourself. Acknowledging and still working through the fact that some parts of you are actively healing. Let's get a few more tarot cards. King of Cups in reverse. Nine of Cups to the King of Cups in reverse. So there's something about rejection here. So the divine masculine in you could also be healing or working through rejection or feeling rejected, feeling like you're not good enough from a divine feminine. And I know this is not really about outside of us, this is within us, but a lot of times the root to why it's within us is because it came from something outside of us. But as above, so below. And although someone could have been a vessel to trigger something within you, it's still your responsibility to heal it, right? And so rejection is something that I feel like some of the divine masculine energy, and now I'm getting like, okay, so some of these energies that are coming up that has you at odds with your different energies, it's actually being cleared from your ancestral line. So, wow. Wow, so there's so many different stories and reasons why you could be dealing with or experiencing this tug of war with your divine masculine, divine feminine energy. Everybody's story is going to be different. And there will be some that are similar, but some of you're clearing out ancestral trauma around divine masculine, divine feminine energy. You're feeling it to heal it, but not just for you, for your bloodline. There's something about rejection, though, I was picking up, like I was saying. So there could have been something to do with rejection in past lives. I feel like a lot of you, a lot of you were the opposite, and I don't know why this is coming through, but I'm going to say a lot of you were like the opposite sex that you are right now in your last past life. Like a lot of you have lived past lives as opposite sex many times before, and then you decided to come in this lifetime as, whatever sex you came in this lifetime, which is, I don't know why that's coming up, but that's also, okay, I get it. So that spirit is saying that is also a reason why you battle with those divine masculine, divine feminine energies. There's one energy that you are more comfortable in, that you have lived more lifetimes and experienced more lifetimes in. And so it's natural for your balance to be different. It's natural for your balance to not be the same as someone else's. It's natural for you to feel more comfortable in your divine feminine energy than your divine masculine energy if you've lived more lifetimes as a divine feminine and you've experienced that energy more. That's what I'm picking up, y'all. What else, Spirit? Justice. Okay, so the Justice card shows up when there's been an injustice. Wow. Okay. So this also gives me like karma. And I'm just gonna be honest. Like, this feels like also the divine masculine energy. There could be energy that's being purged or felt, or yeah, felt in order to heal, um, surrounding some type of justice that needed to be served. So this is something that could have happened in past lives that was being rectified or is being rectified in this lifetime. And yeah, it's coming out, it's showing up, it's manifesting in or through the divine masculine energy. Wow. And I'm also seeing spirit is showing me different ways too. So this could be, so it's definitely, this is definitely a I guess this is about sex and sexuality. At least a big part of this is sex and sexuality. Sex meaning male or female, the avatar that you chose, the male or the female avatar, and then sexuality. That's what I'm getting from this. So there could have been something that happened in a past life, that was an injustice around sex or sexuality for the divine masculine. And there's some sort of karma tied to it. So if you come from this lineage where this happened, you could be one of the chosen ones that is transmuting this energy, healing this. And it's about perception. Because as I'm saying this, I'm thinking like, well, I could perceive this as transmuting this for my lineage or healing something in my lineage, or I could view this as I'm suffering and I am being punished for something, that I didn't do. And so now Spirit is telling me that's someone's story, that's someone's ancestor's story. It's like something happened in a past life where someone's ancestors were being punished or held responsible for something that they did not do. This was an injustice that's being healed or rectified in this lifetime. And so a lot of the collective that are feeling these battles within yourselves where your divine masculine feminine energy are kind of not resonating or not at their optimal balance. This is all related to past life stuff. And it has manifested in different ways. For some of you, it's showing up in your sexuality. It's showing up in your, it's showing up in. Okay, so some people you could feel like you have an addiction to sex or an addiction to porn. Um, wow, yeah, Spirit is really giving me some real stuff to talk about. Okay. And so they're taking me back to the Justice card. And so now this kind of painted the picture to me that we should have grace for the divine masculine energy, right? Because nobody just is the way they are. You aren't the way you are. That part of you isn't the way that it is for no reason, right? And so we should have grace for the divine masculine energy within ourselves, or if it's your divine feminine that you feel like you need to have more grace towards, that's the part that you need to have more grace towards. And when we hold that space and have grace for it within ourselves, we then can do that same thing for others, right? Let's get one more. Ooh, High Priestess. The knowing, the connection to the divine. And see, High Priestess coming out just lets me know who I'm talking to. I'm really talking to the divine collective here, that embody the divine masculine and the divine feminine energy. You are wise. You've lived many lifetimes. You are here doing this mystical, magical work, this work that's beyond the scope of what we can truly grasp and understand, but somehow we know within, we feel. We feel it, we know it within. It's because you are connected to the divine. You are connected to Source, the Creator. You tap into, you channel, you feel, you translate source energy. And source energy is also divine masculine and divine feminine energy. But it's like source energy is divine masculine, divine feminine, perfectly synced, perfectly resonating, perfectly balanced, right? And that's when we get to experience our God like energy. That's when we get to be a reflection of God, when we can find our perfect balance of that divine feminine, divine masculine energy. When we find that perfect balance, that's when we are a reflection of the Creator, of Source, of the Most High. And for us, for the divine chosen collective, that's what we're here to do. We're here to be that reflection of the divine masculine, divine feminine, that balanced reflection of the divine masculine and divine feminine. And when we are that, when we are in balance, look at what we do. We heal. We heal our lineage. We heal collective. We correct past wrongs. And yes, it's work getting there, right? Transmuting these energies, healing our wounds is work. But who else? Who else? Your ancestors chose you. You chose yourself. The Most High chose you. So who else? Hold the space. Find your optimal balance. Whatever it is for you. But own it and be you. There's so much that you have to offer. And so the world is just waiting for you to show up in your optimal balance, divine masculine, divine feminine energy. That's the message, love and light.